National Park College Nighthawk men's soccer is on the Nighthawk Network, your official home for Nighthawk athletics this season. Our Ouachita Children, Youth and Family Services featured player of the week, Mr. Kevin Puente. Kevin, welcome back to National Park College. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Mark. I'm Kevin Puente. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I played high school at Foster Ridge High School. You know, I have a lot of friends there. Coach Tello reached out to me and he got me to come over here. I had no opportunity. He just gave me a door and just went with it and took it.
And what a great year it was. Coming in last year as a freshman, this is a team that made history here at National Park College. You won the first Region II championship in school history for this program, went to the district level, and almost continued to advance to the next level. What was it that inspired you to come back after the success from last year?
What inspired me to come back was like the grit that this team has. We are a lot of kids who like travel from far away from home, come out here, leave our families back home, and we really grind it out, and really we have goals for each other that we want to get somewhere for.
You know, I'm glad that you've mentioned that because a lot of you guys come from different states, such as yourself. Some of you guys come from all across the planet. You spend a lot of time together, of course, sometimes on holidays. Not everybody's able to go home back to their families and things, and you guys have your own family gatherings over in Dogwood Hall. What's that been like? You know, off the field, the chemistry, the brotherhood that this team has created. What has it really been like to be a member of this team and really meet these players and build the relationships you have over the past couple of years?
I think it's been great. Coming in, I was a little timid. I'm not a very extrovert person myself, but this team really made me feel like home. They took me in, and we're taking in the freshman guys this year. We're letting them know that this is a family. It's not just a soccer team where you can come and play soccer. We're here to give each other shoulders and like know each other. We're gonna go through hard times.
Well, let's talk about this season. And of course, if you've been living under a rock, you guys are still undefeated at this point in the season. What a remarkable start to the season. And I say start, we're already nearing the finish line at this point. And the way that you've really stepped up as a leader, you said you're not a very vocal leader. Well, you certainly lead by example out on the field because this team defensively is so much fun to watch. And of course, you man the back lines with Tobias Minkus and of course, Evan Stafford, the goalkeeper back there. And very little gets past you guys back there. What has it been like defensively this season to really step up and really just give opponents fits as they try to score against you guys?
I think we've been working on a lot was getting to know each other, getting to know how we play, where our weaknesses are, and then just like elevating our play there. For example, Toby's a big lanky guy, but sometimes some things can get through, and then we contradict each other and we go, and Evan comes by and saves us sometimes too.
And of course, it's not all about defense either. And let's go back to Sunday. You guys are playing in the late one against Dallas College Mountain View. Kevin, I think that was the longest goal I've ever seen the Nighthawks score in program history. It's something like 45 to 48 yards out. You just strike a laser halfway down the field and it goes in. Calculated, right? That was designed, right?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel going in? Of course, that was the third goal, you know, certainly putting icing on the cake for what looked to be a big win for this team after a defensive struggle in the first half.
It felt nice, especially after 80 minutes of just grit and just going at it against the other team where it's just us against them, and then nothing's really moving for us, and then we get that first goal and we just keep going, and as soon as that momentum hits and I score that goal, it's just like the icing on the cake and that relief that, oof, we did it.
You're right. Momentum seems like, boy, as soon as you just get one in, you may fire multiple times on the goal and get blocked and get saved, but as soon as that one goes in, it feels like it's just all downhill from there, and it's just pedal to the metal the rest of the way. Let's talk about North Arkansas College. So, of course, great wins all season long, still undefeated at this point. This is another game that matters. It's NJCAA Region 2 play. And, of course, this matchup last year was for all the marbles. And what do you guys know about the Pioneers, and what's the game plan back at home tonight in order to get the job done and stay undefeated, most importantly, in conference play?
We don't know too much about them, but what we do know is they're a team that's out here hungry and ready to get another win. You know, they haven't been successful all season, so they're coming at us with everything they have.
And that's probably been the theme for a lot of teams this season. They've got you guys circled. You know, you had a national ranking at one point this year. You're still receiving votes, and we're waiting to get back in that top 20 NJCAA. We're still out here. We're still winning games. Just letting you know, 6 in a row. 6 in a row.
6 in a row.
We're trying to make it number 7 tonight against North Ark. And Kevin, we have really enjoyed the way that you've come in and led this team and grown as an individual, let's talk about goals. What are some of the things that you're hoping to work on individually, and what is Coach Diego Figueroa preaching for this team at this point in the season?
Well, first and foremost, he wants us to get academically good. You know, he wants us all to have a good academic scholarship so we can go somewhere else and play. I think that's a really big goal of mine as well. Just get my grades up so I can go somewhere that I want to and continue my athletic career. Coach Diego really came in and he not only elevated us on the field but off the field as well. He told us that if you're not doing good in school, then there's no point of you being on the soccer team.
What a leader coming in. Of course, we talk about all the success of this team. That was with changing coaches coming into this year, and what a job Coach Diego Figueroa has done for you guys, and I think you guys probably all share that same sentiment as well. Kevin, thank you for walking back into the doors this season and all the great things that you've helped this team accomplish. Is there anybody that you'd like to say hello to who may be watching?
I'd like to shout out my girlfriend. I'd like to shout out my mom and my dad as well, my brothers and sisters that are watching me back home as well, and then my friends back home who not only they want to come here next year, which I'm supporting them as well. So.
Future's bright for National Park College Nighthawk men's soccer. Special thank you to our sponsor for today's video, Ouachita Children, Youth, and Family Services. You can follow the team online on Facebook, Instagram, and X. For Kevin Puente, I'm Mark Oliver. This is Nighthawk men's soccer on the Nighthawk Network.